Do you want your ex back? Are you sure about that? Are you 100% certain? Are you 1,000% certain? Because there's one question, just one, that will expose the truth about whether you really want your ex back or whether something else is going on. And most people are shocked by their own answer. And once you hear it, you cannot unhear it. So hold that thought. I'm going to ask you that question in just a moment. But first, hi, this is Lucia with The Art of Love. I'm a dating and relationship expert specializing in helping you get your ex back or to get over your ex. And welcome back, my beautiful no-contact army. Have you been a good little soldier? If you have, you've downloaded my app Silencio, which now has a community tab so you can chat with other people in the no-contact army and ask your questions. And the link to that is underneath every single video and podcast. And if you too would like to join our army, just hit the subscribe button and the bell notification and you're in. And to read our manual, go to nocontactsecrets.com, where you can read 2 free chapters before you purchase the book. And the link to that is underneath every single video and podcast. Okay, so I asked some of my clients this question, and I'll tell you what they said in a minute. But first, here is the question. If someone were to give you $10 million, but the catch is that you can never see or speak to your ex again, would you take the money? Be honest. If your answer is yes, this video is definitely for you, because I'm going to tell you exactly what that means. But to let you know what happened with my clients, all of them said yes. One of them did say, well, logic would say you should take the money. And I said, okay, but what would you say? And he said, okay, fine, I would take the money too. And one originally said no. And so I said, okay, what about 20 million? And he seemed still a bit hesitant. He's like, I don't know. Oh, this is so hard. And then he finally said, okay, fine, yes. So I handed him $20 million. Just kidding. But he just had a higher price. I guess he's a high roller. So it seems most people would say yes. What does this mean? It means a lot of things. Here we go. So you're not actually stuck on them. You're stuck on the feeling they represent. If walking away forever becomes an easy yes, the second massive abundance enters the picture, that tells you a few things very clearly. They are not your true source of happiness. If they were genuinely the person your heart was choosing, the $10 million wouldn't be enough to make you drop them without hesitation. The fact that it is tells you the emotional attachment is weaker than you think. Real love does not evaporate the second a better opportunity shows up. But emotional dependency does. You are attached to the fantasy, not the reality. You're not in love with who they actually are. You're in love with the potential, the chase, the emotional intensity, the validation hit, the storyline in your head. Fantasy feels powerful because it gives you control. Reality feels weaker because it exposes the truth. And the moment you zoom out with a big life-changing reality check, the spell breaks. They are costing you more than they're giving you. If losing them feels like relief plus freedom plus a reset, that's why the $10 million wins instantly. Your nervous system already knows this person is a drain, not an asset. And your nervous system is more honest than your mind. It already voted. Something else that's going on, or maybe going on, is that you're bored, lonely, or craving stimulation. You're not in love. And many people confuse being emotionally underfed with being in love. Craving something isn't the same as wanting someone, but the brain mixes the two when you're understimulated. However, when you feel fulfilled, supported, and abundant, this person wouldn't even be on your radar. And the $10 million question instantly exposes that. Something else that's going on is that your intuition has been whispering, this isn't it. You already know the connection has more pain than payoff. You already know they're not your long-term person. You already know this isn't someone you can build a life with. Intuition speaks quietly, but the $10 million questions turns up the volume. Also, you're attached to who you think they could be, not who they are. Your mind has a built-in version of them that finally shows up, finally chooses you, finally loves you correctly, but that version isn't real. It's imagined. And the $10 million forces you to confront the truth. You would not wait around for a fantasy if you had options, abundance, and freedom. Also, you're attached to the version of yourself that you were when you were with them. And this is very important. This is the case for most people. You weren't just connected to your ex. You were connected to the identity you had in that relationship, right? Different people bring out different parts of us. And the safer we feel, the more parts of us they bring out. That's why your ideal partner is someone that you can totally be 100% yourself with, show all your parts. And so you are connected to the part of you that showed up, that cared, the emotional intensity you expressed, the vulnerability you allowed, the softness you tapped into, the certainty or optimism you felt in the beginning, the version of you that believed in the connection. That identity imprint is powerful. But here's the thing, you're never going to be that exact version of yourself again. Not with them and not with anybody else. And that's why the attachment feels so special. It's not them you're longing for. It's the version of you that existed in that dynamic. And if you can understand that, you will be free. But when the $10 million question comes in and you answer yes, that means that you're actually ready to evolve past that old identity. You've outgrown it. Another reason that you think you want them back is because you hate losing. Not losing them, you just hate losing. And breakups often trigger competitiveness. So your ego wants to win the dynamic, not necessarily the person. You want closure, not reconciliation. So your brain wants resolution to this unfinished emotional tension. But that's not the same as wanting the relationship back. Or you're mourning the routine, not the partner. And losing someone, it often feels like you're losing structure. And routine loss feels like heartbreak, but it's not. Maybe you want proof that you were lovable to them, but that's a self-worth issue disguised as romantic longing because you have low self-worth. So it's like, well, if they want me back, then I have self-worth. No, you decide your worth. That's why it's called self-worth. You want the emotional high they gave you early on. You're chasing the first 30 days, first 60 days, not the rest of the relationship. You want to escape your current emotional state. I know that's true for a lot of people. So when your emotional world feels small, your ex becomes this mental escape hatch. But the $10 million instantly replaces that desire. That means the attachment wasn't that strong to begin with. A few more reasons. I told you there was a lot of reasons. The connection filled a gap in your emotional life. So people get stuck when someone gives them intensity, distraction, a sense of purpose, a project to fix, a fantasy to escape into. So if the rest of your life got bigger, which the $10 million symbolizes, this emotional gap disappears and poof, so does the attachment. You mistook a pain loop for a bond. So when someone gives you hot, cold energy, push-pull, inconsistency, breadcrumbs, emotional starvation, your nervous system loops to solve the connection. It feels urgent because your brain wants closure, not the person, okay? They want closure. Your brain isn't trying to reconnect. It's trying to finish unfinished emotional math. So if the $10 million question, it makes you say, yeah, I dropped them instantly, then the truth is you're not emotionally stuck. You're psychologically looping, and loops can be broken. The connection is not love. It's attachment, habit, fantasy, and unmet needs. And your own answer proved you're truly capable of letting them go. Deep down, you know they are probably not long-term material. Your answer didn't create the truth, it revealed it. People do not give up on their soulmate for money, but they do give up on confusion, frustration, unavailability, pain, anxiety, breadcrumbing, stagnation. As I said, your nervous system wants out. You're just used to that emotional loop. So you're stuck on the cycle, not the person. Your body is hooked on anticipation, uncertainty, fantasy, the hope relief cycle, the maybe this time story. Your ex isn't the addiction, the roller coaster is. That's why your answer is yes, I would give them up. You would be free, and the brain craves that freedom more than it craves them. So you're not stuck on them, you're stuck on a chemical pattern, you're stuck on an unfinished emotional storyline. Your logical mind already knows this person is replaceable. The fantasy is what feels irreplaceable. Decisions that come instantly are rarely wrong. And you probably said yes rather quickly. So if the $10 million question made everything clear, don't ignore that reality. You're not broken, you're not obsessed, you're not doomed to miss them forever. You're caught in a psychological loops, and loops break the moment truth becomes louder than fantasy. Your answer revealed that you're already halfway out emotionally. Now the rest of you just needs to catch up. Okay? So now I want to hear from you. Of course, I'm going to ask you, please comment below and let me know. Did you say yes or no? And if you would like my help to get your ex back, you can contact me at theartoflove.net/coaching. The rates are not on the website, and the link to that is underneath every single video and podcast. If you found this video helpful, hit the subscribe button so you don't miss out on future videos. If you're listening to this as a podcast, also subscribe so you don't miss future episodes. And finally, remember, love inspires, empowers, uplifts, and enlightens